To the Roxamore Sports broadcast coverage of today's event, the For the Culture 7-on-7 League. Right now, it is Claritin going against Baldwin. And that is Baldwin here on the offense in the purple, Claritin in the orange and black. Maximilian Kiever, your commentator for today. Just give you guys a little bit of a catch-up on the 7-on-7 game rules. We start from the 40-yard line, as this field is split in two right now. This game happening over on the other side of the field, but focus on here on field one. So, we start from the 40-yard line. Any interceptions are worth 3 points. Any turnovers are worth 2 points. And, of course, touchdowns are still worth 6 points. Quarterback in action here for Baldwin. Sends that ball over to number 8, but that pass is incomplete. As number 2 from Claritin goes in for that tackle. And it looks like we have a turnover here already. Claritin here. 2-0. As mentioned, interceptions worth 3 points. Turnovers worth 2 points. Claritin had a turnover. It's also worth mentioning, right now we don't have a roster. I talked to the officials, they're working one up, but at the moment we don't have one. We just have the schools. Some of these numbers are subject to change, so we can't really rely on huddle right now. But right now I'm just going to keep it simple by referring the athletes to the number and school. So Claritin will just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and same story for Baldwin. Great on there on the quarterback from Claritin. Unfortunately, that one was an incomplete pass. Great defense, though, nonetheless, by Baldwin as they were able to follow that ball and try to get that preemptive tackle in place. But nonetheless, the story remains the same. Claritin at the 40-yard line. No ground cover just yet. Good pass there, past the 30-yard line. Number 21 caught that ball for Claritin. So now we are down at the 30-yard line for Claritin. 10 yards gained so far. Let's see what we can. Gotcha.
We got Claritin and Baldwin, right?
Yeah. So we got an incomplete pass there. Aliquippa. I'm not Aliquippa. I'm thinking of the previous game. Earlier I was doing that with Claritin. I was confusing Claritin with Aliquippa. I don't know why I'm getting orange and black confused with them. But right now the score is 2-0. Claritin, they're in the orange and black, over nothing. Baldwin, they're in the purple and black. So far, only 10 yards gained. What can Claritin make of this? Well, we shall see. Number 10, Attic going in for the touchdown, and beautifully done there. Number 10, look at that performance there. And you got a showboat, you got to showboat hard, and he definitely does do that. Beautifully done. We're talking about 8-0 right now. Number 10, Claritin. So they're going in for that extra point. That could bring him up to a 9. We shall see, though.
All right, after this play, then we'll talk about the sports maker, okay?
Gotcha. And let's see what we got. Can he do it? Ooh, out of bounds. Almost. So no good on the extra point. The score remains 8-0. Claritin in the lead over Baldwin. Of course, we want to bring your attention coming up next. Well, not coming up next, but coming up soon here on June 1st, Roxamore Sports Network Awards Banquet for the Pittsburgh Public Schools and Woodland Hills recognizing students. Tickets will be sold for $35 for kids and $45 for adults. They'll be held at the Treveni Center, 275 Center Road, Monroeville, PA 15146. To register, go to roxamoresports.com or call 412-378-8271. Check it out on roxamoresports.com also to get a good look at that graphic. That is the Roxamore Sports Network Awards Banquet. So we are back in action here. Baldwin now on the offense and Claritin on the defense. Baldwin has a chance here to catch up. Great catch there by number 6. All right, so number 8 tackle down. Well, we don't do tackles here on the 7-on-7, but taken down by the two-hand tag. Nonetheless, and that's not number 8, that's number 6. Looked like an 8 for a second. Number 6, though, great catch for Baldwin. All right, so we are still at the 40-yard line here for Baldwin. There's a little taste of what's to come, I guess. Let's see what we got. And quarterback in action. Sends it over to number 7. Interception there by number 2 from Clairton. Just not the thing you want to see if you're a fan of Baldwin, but absolutely something you love to see if you're here for Claritin. Claritin, beautiful work there. Oh, wait. Looks like there's a little bit of a discussion going on. Unfortunately, it did not count. But nonetheless, great play there. Great sample. So, Baldwin, sigh of relief. Nonetheless, still at the 40-yard line. Nothing happening. A lot of samples here and there, but hey, let's see what's going to happen here with this play. And in order to watch out for Claritin's number 2, at least. Eyes on number 6 from Baldwin. An athlete fast on his feet. Let's see what we got here. And again, if you're here a little bit early, we got another game coming up at 7 o'clock. That is USO versus Franklin. Oh, actually, I lied to you. That's not USO versus Franklin. It'll be West Mifflin versus Bishop Kane at Field 1. So yeah, Claritin is looking good here on the offense and defense. They definitely have that potential to get that interception, as we witnessed, but fortunately for Baldwin, that interception did not come to fruition. Right now, Baldwin is at the 35-yard line. Match gain at least 5 yards here. And let's see what we got going on. Quarterback, good arm on that guy. We know he can really send this ball down the field and potentially get Baldwin to where it needs to be. Looking good there for actually Claritin, number 6. He looked like he almost had that interception. However, that was just not enough. That's not enough. Baldwin looks like they a little bit slippery, actually, I want to say, with that play, as looked a little bit too ambitious, a little bit too high for where they intended that ball to go. And that looked like it was going to work more or less into the favor of Claritin. However, fortunately, it was an incomplete pass for Claritin. Fortunately for Claritin, it was an incomplete pass. And for Baldwin, unfortunately. And nonetheless, we are still at the 35-yard line. Baldwin. Interception there by Claritin yet again, number 6. And this time it counts. Ay, ay, ay. So number 6 from Claritin with the interception. First time Claritin got that interception, it didn't count, but this time it did count. Number 6, shine on you. So we want to bring your attention over to the Roxamore Sports Network Awards Banquet coming up on June 1st, where True Stars shine, recognizing students from Woodland Hills and Pittsburgh Public Schools. It'll be held at the Trevini Center. Tickets will be sold at $35 for kids, $45 for adults. To register, go to roxamoresports.com or call 412-378-8271. And game is back in action here. Claritin here on the offense. It looks like they had a lot of potential lined up there. Claritin won, almost had that ball, but he just wasn't ready for it, it looks like. He could have grabbed that ball right in front of him, but unfortunately for Claritin, it was an incomplete pass. Baldwin's defense looked a little bit faulty on that play. However, not all hope is lost. They can still get that interception, which they need. So right now, we are still, actually I lied. So every time there's an interception, remember, 3 points get awarded. So right now, we are at 11-0. And that pass is no good. So Claritin, 11-0. Going from 8 to 11 with a 3-point interception. So it's an ugly situation for Baldwin as Claritin is now on the offense. They can still get that turnover as well as that interception, which will really work in their favor this late in the game as we are at 6:53 p.m. We got a game coming up at 7 p.m. 20 minutes per game. So this game is just about finished here. Claritin doing a great job there and almost had it. Number 2 from Claritin almost had that ball. Unfortunately, it was incomplete. So Claritin still at the 40-yard line. Baldwin. So far, so good for Baldwin in this play, as their defense is fortunate. All right, now action. Quarterback sends that ball down and intercepted there by Baldwin. Just exactly what they needed. The first 3 points, 3 under 11. Excellent work there by Baldwin. We are looking at number, and once he turns around, I can give you the number. Number 1. So Baldwin got their first points. 3 under 11. Just exactly what they need. So a little bit of a huddle discussion here going on with Baldwin. So now they are on the offense at the 40-yard line. Let's see what they can make of this play. Coming up here shortly. Speaking of coming up, we got also our next game starting at 7 p.m. West Mifflin playing against Bishop Kane. So if you're here for that game, we got you covered. All right, so we are just about back in action. Baldwin here on the offense after a successful interception. Let's see what they got. Sent over to number 4 at the 30-yard line. So far, so good for Claritin, though. Claritin's not exactly in a comfortable position. However, they are relatively safe, I would say. Unless the game's not over till it's over. Baldwin not letting down. And Baldwin here on the offense at the 30-yard line. Let's see what we got. Quarterback sends the ball straight down. Almost had it. Hurts to see. But that pass is incomplete. Great eyes by the quarterback. And great positioning by, once he turns around, I can give you that number there, who almost got the ball. It can't quite see him yet. Number 8. So number 8 almost had that ball there for Baldwin for the touchdown. Unfortunately for Baldwin, it just was an incomplete pass. No sweat for Claritin, though. Game is just about over. 11-3. Claritin in the lead. Let's see what we got here, though. And I don't believe they do overtime in the 7-7 games. And that pass is all sorts of incomplete. No interception and no pass. Again, no sweat off of Claritin. A lot of incomplete passes here. And they still hold the lead. But nonetheless, great hustle by Baldwin. They're determined. Defense was looking pretty good for the most part. Unfortunately, some of their misjudgments did cost them. As Claritin now has the lead. Claritin fast on the feet. Great offense, great defense. And now a little bit of symbology, but there's 2 turkey vultures flying over the field here, kind of signifying the end of the game here. But nonetheless, not all hope is lost. We got more games coming up here tonight as well as next week. Of course, the new season is just around the corner for these athletes as well as we close up this school year. So right now, Baldwin on the offense at the 25-yard line. And yet again, number 4 had it. Taken out at the 15-yard line. So Baldwin has managed to gain a little bit more ground here. Unfortunately, this game is coming to a close here. We got another game coming up at 7 p.m. Let's see, 7 p.m. we got West Mifflin versus Bishop Kane, and that game begins shortly, which we will cover here on the Roxamore Sports Network. So stay tuned if you're here for that game. But now Bishop determined to at least get this touchdown in before the game is over. But the clock is running out. Quarterback sends the ball and almost made something of it. It was received. Unfortunately, there was no touchdown there. So Baldwin now at the 5-yard line. A lot of potential here, and oh! So much potential there. And usually we see from number 4, he's able to catch that ball. He has usually a pretty good grip on things, but unfortunately under the pressure, he managed to slip there. So right now we're 11 over 3. Claritin in the lead. Claritin in the lead. Baldwin still trying to get this touchdown in at least before the game ends. But right now, Claritin's defense looking good, and there's a lot of incomplete passes as well by Baldwin. They almost had the touchdown a few times, at least 2 times. Although, right now, nothing at the moment. Baldwin, ambitious. But that defense by Clairton is absolutely just walling them off here. Quarterback in action. He sends that ball and incomplete. Over to our left, ends the game between Franklin Regional and USO. And we're getting just ready for the last 2 games of this evening. West Mifflin versus Bishop Kane, and at 7:30, Shadyside versus, well, that'll be announced. Right now, Clairton versus Baldwin. Baldwin still in action here on the offense. They've yet to make a touchdown. 3 under 11. Clairton in the lead here. Let's see what we got. Quarterback. And, that ball was everywhere. Incomplete nonetheless, but it seems time and time again Baldwin is in the right position to receive that ball. It's just a matter of getting it, getting that connection, getting that grasp on the ball. It just keeps slipping out of their hands. They had some potential, though, the first 2 times. It was just grazing the goal line, but it's just not enough, man. It's just not enough. Nonetheless, Baldwin, no shine off you. Season is just around the corner. You got plenty of time to practice here now in these skirmishes as well as over the summer. But hey, I mean, we all have our ups and downs. But Claritin's defense looking good there. Almost had the interception quite a few times. Let's see if Baldwin can get this touchdown that they need. And almost, but out of bounds. Incomplete pass with that one. So right now, it looks like it's a pretty proud moment there for Claritin as they were in a safe area. And Baldwin still in the offense here. What do we got? Touchdown, finally. Baldwin got that touchdown that they needed, bringing them up to 9. 9 under 11. And they have that chance to get 10 under 11. So they have an additional touchdown here to make, which will put them 10 under 11. Ideally, Claritin, they can get that interception. That will work to their benefit as well. But right now, Baldwin looking good. And they managed to get it right there. Number 1 from Baldwin, bringing them up 10 under 11. Well done there. Great game, great game. It was just a 1-point difference there. Claritin came out victorious nonetheless by 1 point, so not too shabby, they would say. Excellent work there. As mentioned, the season is young and just around the corner as well. So that was it between Claritin and Baldwin. Again, that score was 11-10. Claritin won that game. So we got another game coming up. That will be West Mifflin and Bishop Kane coming up in just a few minutes. So be sure to tune in for that. That's coming up pretty soon here on the Roxamore Sports Network. We'll be right back after these messages. So before we go to our messages, I want to bring your attention over to the Roxamore Sports Network Awards Banquet, where true stars shine, recognizing students from Woodland Hills and Pittsburgh Public School District. Tickets will be selling at $35 for kids, $45 for adults, and then the event will be held at the Treveni Center. To register, go to roxamoresports.com or call 412-378-8271. And that is for the Roxamore Sports Network Awards Banquet. So be sure to check that out. At the end, we got another game coming up here shortly, so be sure to tune in with us after these messages.